do, do, da-da-da. And good morning, everybody. Today we have the Jonathan Show. Turns out Gwen was negotiating for better terms on the contract, and the studio had to let her go. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, she's doing some family stuff today. She will be back at sometime in the future. Good morning, everybody. Howdy, Amber. And Penelope. And Emily. And we'll wait for those other people to come back. Yeah. Otherwise, we can't type a howdy with the name highlighted correctly. So, did everybody have a wonderful day with family? Howdy, Laura Lee. Howdy, Marla. Look at that. I can take my time today because I don't have to fight with somebody over who's going to say it first. Yes, that's true. It is going to be a beautiful, relaxing day. Howdy, Jimmy's daughter, and happy celebration of the day of your birth, Jimmy's daughter. Anyways, I hope you guys had a good time. If Vince shows up today, you know he's busy. He's supposed to be reuniting with some important people in his life. So I hope that goes well for him. And so how many people celebrated Thanksgiving? Heidi. You got to Heidi, Heidi ho. Heidi, Heidi ho. I think I may have had a wee bit too much caffeine today. Maybe. It's possible. Where are you driving to, Dee? Yeah, it's interesting because in the past I've been responsible for making dessert pies, and we're trying not to eat so much sugar. So we experimented with a recipe for a savory vegetable pie, like a giant vegetable pot pie, and took those over to the gathering house. We took 3 pies over, and we bought 2.5 pies back. So apparently those were not a big hit. Tofu is soy, which is evil. Soy and the human body are no bueno. They're non compatibile. Seriously though, soy is not the best, especially once it's processed. If we get going pretty good on this this industrial hemp seed, hopefully we'll have some good stuff made out of that. But I'm sure that there will be corporations getting a hold of it and making it not so good for you. Chickpea tofu. Lynn, if it's actually fermented, yes. But Like over in Asia, soy sauce is fermented. The expensive good soy sauce is fermented. In the US, it's chemically aged. Chemicals. But on the bright side, for the time being, if you have stock in Monsanto, your retirement is doing good. Chickpea flour. Chickpea flour to make tofu. I have enough stuff fermenting on the counter. Thank you very much. So anyways, it came up in conversation. In the course of conversation, the subject was broached. What are we supposed to be doing? What's our job? That's a good question, right? What should we, as believers, as followers of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the creator of heaven and earth, what should we be doing? Penelope, I am starting to do more fermenting too, much to the dismay of those around me when I'm off-gassing. Fairfield, the Great Commission. And what is that Great Commission? Was that Great Commission given to everybody there, Jimmy from Tucson? Oh, now we have somebody that says they know what their dream is, or their job is. I'm called to be a prayer warrior. But is that your job? What is your job? Yes, garlic and honey is delicious stuff. So is the stuff cooked in it. So this is what came to me. I believe that in our current knowledge, if we are obedient and not specifically going out of our way to relish, to be contrary, I'll put it that way. If we're not going out of our way to be contrary to what we know is expected of us from our Creator, after a certain price was paid to redeem us from sin, from the penalty of sin, being death, the consequences of sin. Look, I just have a regular cup. Anyways, if we work to stay in obedience as we know it at this point in time, we're doing good. As we learn more and have more to be obedient to, then we will be used more, right? It's kind of a bumper sticker, I don't want to say mentality, bumper sticker philosophy, but God doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. Nope, not in this house. Although I could just drink coffee straight from the French press, which would be almost as big as somebody else's Nephilim cup. Almost. So think about this too. Okay, when Simon and Andrew, Simon who later became Peter, when Simon and Andrew were called They weren't given an if, right? The word if. Okay. Yeshua didn't tell them, if you follow me, I will make you fishers of men. He said, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. And right then and there, they dropped their nets, they left their nets, and followed him. Well, they were on a bit of a compressed schedule, right? There was some prophecy that had to be fulfilled within a certain timeline, according to Daniel. And during that period of time, whatever you want to believe that period of time was, for the ministry of Yeshua, for the ministry of Jesus on earth, leading up to the crucifixion, where he is training his disciples, during that period of time, we can see, especially with Peter, there are periods of time he is not perhaps in full understanding of everything, and you can see he's trying to enforce in certain written doctrine to us, certain written stories to us. We can see that he's trying to conform what he's seeing to his pre-existing belief system, right? Like when he hacked off the ear of the aide to the high priest, the servant of the high priest. Okay, that at that time they believed that Messiah was coming in like a roaring lion, right? The Lion of Judah, and was going to wipe out all the Romans in a big fat, okay, we're all going to rise up with swords and sickles and farming implements, and we're going to overthrow them, and the kingdom of Israel is going to be established physically on earth at that time. But that isn't what happened. But then, as we go on, can you imagine having this preconceived, and some of us have had this preconceived notion or belief system, this is what's going to happen, and when we see that happen, that is when we will know that all has been fulfilled, that everything has come to be fulfilled. But it doesn't happen that way. It didn't happen that way. And they got smacked down. Their whole belief system got smacked down as to what they believed was going to be happening. But then it clicks. A lot of it clicked. Not all of it clicked. If all of it had clicked with Peter, if he understood everything, and if he wasn't still in a mindset or didn't still have part of a mindset to please men, then Paul wouldn't have rebuked him for acting like a Gentile until Jews showed up, and then he started acting like a Jew. When the whole time he should have been acting like someone who is walking as Yeshua walked, instead of trying to conform himself to the ways of other people in order to get things across. But that's still beside the point. At some point, okay, he was obedient. He was so obedient that the anointing of the Spirit upon him was so powerful that his shadow passing over people was healing them. Now, how long was that after being told, come with me, and I will make you fishers of men? Right, Penelope, be not conformed, but be transformed. And it's more, trying to get something across in a bumper sticker, quick bumper sticker message. But it's true. But the thing is, as we remove ourselves from the world around us and shun those traditions And this is, oh man, is this the season for traditions? Huge. Big time season for traditions. And we come out of that and don't want to be a part of it. But we seek things which are above and conform to those and see the better things that they offer. And as we see these better things and walk in them, then other people see that. And when other people are looking at us doing that walk, when other people look at us doing that walk, then they want to know, right? And who is he going to use? He's going to, our Father is going to use whomever he wants at any given point in time. So what is our job? Our job, in my opinion, our job is to be obedient to the best of our ability. To not intentionally violate what we know to be a guideline from our Heavenly Father. Yes, Marlo, the ditch is deep on both sides. You know, you're saying both Jewish and secular. It's a good point, Penelope. Why are certain holidays, certain holy days, why are they celebrated? Why do atheists celebrate them? Well, you know, it's tradition and I don't want to just rock the boat. It's cute, it's fun. So what separates the believer from the non-believer? If everybody's going and giving their children to the fat guy in the red suit so that they can covet, this is what I'm coveting this year. Let's train them early. Let's get their covet training done early. This is what I expect. And that's just the way it is, I guess. Right? All those traditions. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter. People don't want to hear, you know, what are those ornaments called that are made from blown glass that they hang on a tree? Right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I did too, Penelope. I had to pray to break the traditions too. Boy, you want to talk about being set apart. That is going to make you set apart. Big time. That just worries me, Jimmy. That Penelope, balls. Yes, they call the round glass globules hanging off the Christmas tree balls. And the great irony of it is that tradition started with a bunch of Baal priests who worked themselves up into a frenzy around this tree and then castrated themselves and threw the balls on the Christmas tree. Uh-oh. I don't even want to know what you said, Lynn. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Penelope, that's a shock. And what are we doing? We're taking our small little children and saying, here, hang the satanic priest's balls on the Christmas tree. But is that any worse than hey, let's dye Easter eggs? right? That they used to dye the eggs. They used to roll the eggs in the blood of the children's sacrifices at their big spring orgy. Well, now it's all fun because we have peanut butter eggs, right? We have Cadbury cream eggs. Lynn, this is a family talk here. We prefer the term tallywhacker. Oh, Penelope, I really hope that wasn't. What are we talking about? Okay, anyways, I must have missed something in the chat there. But yeah, and it's ironic. Don't you find it a bit strange that Americans didn't really celebrate Christmas at the first part? But then what do? They bring in candy canes, right? Chocolates. Same thing with Easter. Bring in candy. Oh, and then what's the other candy holiday? There's another one? Oh, wait, Halloween. That's right. So we have the Halloween, that's all candy, right? Dress up like your favorite demonic spirit. And what else do we have? Valentine's Day, right? That's another lust-centered covet day. How ironic that they want us to celebrate these holidays to destroy our soul, and they tempt us with the sweet treats that are going to destroy our body, our physical flesh body. Let's all get diabetes together. If we hurry up and destroy your body with the sugar, can get you to go into diabetic coma and croak. Then we'll have your soul there, because nobody talked about repenting from sin, and nobody talked about how sin is transgression of God's commandments and then ordinances. Marla, if I'm downing your holiday, you should try living with me. Seriously. It is dastardly. I know. And then what about the one day of the year they want us to put aside to be thankful? We're going to put aside one day a year to be thankful. You know, it should be every morning as soon as your eyes open. Good morning. Abba, thank you. Pies, baby. Don't get me wrong. I make some really good, yummy pies. That's right, Marla. Oh, chocolate-covered cherries. But seriously, let's take our day to be thankful, and let's glutton out. Let's eat. Let's overeat on all this stuff we only eat once a year. I got all kinds of flack because I made enchiladas one year for Thanksgiving. And howdy, Jasmine. Isn't it the day we're supposed to be thankful for like what we have? Isn't anybody else thankful for enchiladas? No? Just me, huh? That's a good question, Jasmine. Where is Gwen? Where is she? Well, Marla, if you smelled my breath this morning, you'd just be happy you didn't have to smell mine. And good morning, Sandra. Yep, tamales are yummy. They're good stuff. Even though I just found out like 98% of the people mix the masa with lard, pork lard. Ew, yuck, grossness. I agree, Jasmine. But when you take a bunch of cheese enchiladas or chicken enchiladas over for people that are expecting turkey, well, they just don't want it. Oh, Marla, if you want the best tamales ever, go get the canned tamales made by Hormel. Okay, I'm lying. Those are the worst, absolute worst tamales in the universe. I have no idea how they make them. They don't even wrap them in corn. They use like those brown paper towels, that paper from like the brown paper towels in a gas station bathroom. They're nasty. And I don't know what they fill it with, but it looks like it's injected. No wonder people don't like tamales. If that's their first experience with tamales, oh my goodness. Yuck. What about deep fried turkey? Where we went this year, they had two that Denison's makes tamales. Lynn, are you talking about chili? Soy proteins. How'd you bring it back to soy? That was a very successful endeavor there, Lynn. Yeah, that where we went this year, they did two deep fried turkeys and one roasted turkey. And we didn't have any of it. Well, some of us didn't have any of it. Now, Gwen's not here. I can't blame that burp on her. That's pretty cool, Jimmy. You do realize that you had chickens running around there. They weren't turkeys, right? That a chicken, once you cook it, doesn't become a turkey. Yeah, never heard of those. Never heard of those at all, Lynn. Never seen the Denison's thingamajiggers. Tamales. We're going to get some of them tamales. We're going to get us some of them there tamales made by Hormel. That's some good stuff. Jasmine, I have not tried that place, the Tucson Tamale Factory. Yeah, Hormel makes them in a can too, but they include the elementary school brown paper towel wrapping. And what part of the South is that, Marla? Yep. I'm getting ready to do the hominy. Getting ready to make the masa, Jasmine. So let me know. Southwest Texas. Oh, that's right. I remember now. Southwest Texas, but still 1,000 miles from anywhere else. Oh, you're closer to the border than I am. Although we are 30 minutes from the border if you have a heavy foot. Of course, we're well within the 100-mile, what was it the Obama administration declared? Constitution-free zone. How did they come up with that? Anyways, South Central Ohio born. Yeah, and Penelope, that is one of the things about, well, that part of the country. Reminds me of that comedian that talks about going into restaurants in the South and he says, "Give me some of them deep fried breaded fat balls with butter on them with a side of mayonnaise." I've got organic corn, Jasmine. Marla, that's new, because if you were able to talk to those people's great grandparents that were given the option of moving to Mexico or becoming U.S. citizens, and they decided to stay in the United States, well, they knew what their options were. Let me put it that way. If they are, ew, I don't even want to know, Lynn. Is there really a fat ball? Deep fried breaded fat ball? Marla, they can be unhappy about it all they want. But the thing is, let's just say we took everything that used to be a part of Mexico and gave it back to the country of Mexico. They're still going to have the problem of who runs Mexico, just like we still have the problem of who runs the United States. But nobody wants to change. Well, I don't want to take that back. I'm not even going to get into that. Not going into politics here. You know why we're not going into politics here? Because we are all members of the kingdom, right? Yuck, deep fried fat balls. I'm just going to gross out now. Okay, so everybody, I'm going to cut it short today because I don't have anybody going off on rabbit trails. That we need to, that's right, Marlo, we got to love everybody. And where is that? Let me just do a little search for that. Let's see. Oh, Isaiah. Is it Isaiah? Maybe. It might be. It might not. The end of Isaiah chapter 19. And this is where I'm going to cut it off today. But talking about loving your brother and the end times. In that day, starting verse 23, there shall be a highway out of Egypt to Assyria. And the Assyrian shall come into Egypt, and the Egyptian into Assyria, and the Egyptians shall serve with the Assyrians. In that day shall Israel be the third with Egypt and with Assyria, even a blessing in the midst of the land, whom the Lord of hosts shall bless, saying, Blessed be my Egypt, my people, and Assyria, the work of my hands, and Israel, mine inheritance. Think on that for a while. So, everybody, love you all. Jimmy, I need to know your schedule so I can get some free labor out of you, man. Maybe I'll give you a vegetable pie that nobody wanted to eat. Anyways, I love you all. I will talk to you later, and have a beautiful, beautiful week. We will see you on day 5. Bye.